Hi everyone. This is a picture of the Portal Office that you will be able to download onto your Chromebook or from your Chromebook, and then you can get there anytime you need to use the Office products. I'm just going to start by apologizing. This version of Office is like skeletal. There are not many tools here. So what I'm going to do with this chapter, this is part of chapter 5. I'm going to open up Word. And I'm just going to show where some of the tools are. So this is to open a blank document. And you'll see once it opens, you have somewhat of a ribbon up top. Okay, so you have File, Home. These are your tabs. These are your groups of tools. And then in each one, there's different tools. Some of them might have a drop down next to it, just like we had in the classroom. And some of them have a dialog box launcher, but you're going to see that not many of them do. So this is probably a free version, I'm not sure. But in chapter 5, we've been talking a little bit about the margins. So on your layout tab, you'll see you have in the page setup group, you've got margin drop down. So normal is pretty much 1 inch all the way around. Narrow is 1/2 inch all the way around. And then you can go all the way down to the bottom where it says custom margins. And when you click on it, you can change any of the settings. So if you wanted a 2-inch top margin, you could just select that, type 2, keep the rest at 1 inch and say OK. And now you'll see your cursor has dropped down 2 inches from the top of the paper. To the right of that, you have orientation. There's just portrait and landscape, so they do allow you both of those. And then to the right of that is the size of the paper. We've been using letter size for the most part, but you can also get to legal size, and they do offer you some other custom sizes. There's just a lot more in the other program. To the right of that, you've got your paragraph indentation. So from the left or the right, coming in from the right side of the document. And then this is your spacing before or after the paragraph. So not your line spacing, but before or after the paragraph. And again, they've got the dialog box launcher right here. So your general alignment is from left to right on the page. Do you want it left aligned, right aligned, justified? So you have those options. This is your indentation before or after text. Here's your spacing before or after, and your line spacing, which, maybe you want to change it to single. Okay, so this is spacing before or after a paragraph. This is indentation before or after. Okay, so let's just say I said special, I would have my first line indent. So before those were over here in this section. So I have first line or hanging. Okay, so I'm just going to say cancel that for right now. So that's your layout tab. Notice there's just not much here in this. Other tools that are in chapter 5, if you go to the insert tab, you will see you can put in a page break. So it will drop your text to the next page. If you look at the video on the program of what we have from the software that's available in the school, there are 6 different options. In this, you have a page break. So in the other one, we have page breaks, 3 different page breaks, and we have section breaks. You can also insert pictures that you might have from a file, or if you want to do a Bing search. And then there's a couple other ones that you can add on here. I do like the new comment section. A header and a footer, which we've had before. So if you click on header and footer, then it opens up the header and the footer section, and you have it separated by left align, centered, or right align. I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard, the upper left corner of the keyboard, and it takes me out of there. And then you do have page numbers, but the page number is very limited again. So you can have it at the top of the page or the bottom of the page, left, center, or right. And you can include the page count if you want. There are some symbols. You can click more symbols, but there's just not many here. Okay, so we have so many more symbols available on the other program. And then there's a ton of emojis. I don't know why there's so many emojis when we don't even have the different symbols, but a lot of different emojis that you could put in. So let's just say I put one of these emojis in, and then I close out of this. Oh no, I didn't do it, sorry. Okay, so there's my emoji. I can also select it and then go to the Home tab and change the size of it so that it would be much larger. Okay. Yes, mum's the word. So there you go. This is on the Insert tab. Okay, so I've pretty much covered the very few that are there. In this chapter, we're working with columns. We are not working with tables. Here's the table, though, if I wanted to insert a table. You can draw over this. So you can see you can get a 10 by 8 table but just by drawing over it, or you can go down to Insert Table and then type in how many columns and rows that you want. Let's go to the Layout tab. On the Layout tab, I have my margins again, the orientation, the size. On the Layout tab, I do not have my column settings in here. So in this program, we might not be able to do that. I'm just finding what we can and cannot do. I know that we do not have a show hide option, so I can't see that. I also, if I have a multiple page document from what I've seen before, I don't see my page break, which I don't like. And in the other document, you'll see you can control the pagination. So working with widows and orphans, that is not available on this. Same with keeping lines together. And columns and formatting, they do not have that option, I don't think. Here's my References tab. So again, I'm just showing you a couple of the things that are on here. Again, a footnote. We don't work with footnotes in this course because we teach with MLA formatting, and in MLA you don't normally use footnotes in a research paper. Very rare. Do have some on my Review tab, a couple of additional options that would not be available on the other program, but are available on this one. This program is used more for like a Google Doc of working together with other people, or the one that we have. In order to do that with those documents, you would have to pay yet an additional fee to do that, because it's just a program that gets loaded onto your computer. On the View tab, we got a couple options. I found that they're not very pleasant to work with. So I'm just keeping it on this one. I can navigate through here by opening up the navigation tool. And again, I have another section for header and footer. And I can click on page ends, which is supposed to show you the end of the page. I really don't like that feature, at least not for now. And then help, you can type in, I've been going over here to go to help and typing in a topic. So I will put in columns and see what comes up, and it starts talking about collapsing parts of the document, putting a sum in a table, so a column of a table, and that's not what I want. So page layout is preserved but can't be edited in Word for Web. So that means we can't be using columns, which is a part of this chapter as well. So sorry to say, I would have to really dummy down some of the assignments in order for people that are using Chromebooks to be able to use these tools. Okay, that's it for now.